All right, students of Lon Chaney Junior High School. I need everybody in seats. I need your books on the floor. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. You're out of class right now, and that's a privilege, and I don't want you to forget it. We have a special guest here with a very special announcement tailored to your age group. So let's give them a warm Lon Chaney Jr. welcome. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. You know, I know we've all had a lot of fun at this safety awareness fair this week. But I have to tell you a story about something that's very important to me. My name is John K. Fleischer, and a few years ago, maybe I should start even earlier than that. When I was around your age, I had a friend named Eric, my best friend in the whole world. Since we were 6 years old, we were inseparable. And then, right around your age, is when Eric picked up his bad habit. I didn't really think much of it at the time, but before I knew it, things with him had gotten out of hand. Every single time he saw a bodacious babe walk by, he would say, "Awooga! Look at the gams on that broad!" And his eyes would bulge out of his head, and his jaw would drop down and hit the floor with a thud, and his tongue would roll out like, I'm sorry. His tongue would roll out like a red carpet. When it happened, I thought it was just innocent kid rebellion. I admit I even joined him once or twice on my own, but it was clear to me that things with Eric had started to go too far. A few years later, when I got the call that Eric was in the hospital, I didn't have to ask what happened. I already knew. Eric had seen a bodacious babe with a bangin' bod, and he'd said, "Awooga! Look at the gams on that broad!" But then his jaw fell all the way out of the bottom of the skin of his neck, and the big bones smacked onto the floor, shattering. Then his extended tongue, which of course had rolled out like a red carpet, couldn't go back into his mouth because he had lost a jaw. As you know, I'm sure you remember from DARE class, once your mouth is permanently open, your tongue cannot return to regular size. When I saw him in the hospital, he couldn't even see me. His eyes, which of course bulged out of his head and then wouldn't go back in, were all pink and watery. He was barely able to see anything. And of course, they might have been able to help him faster if only they'd been able to get him into the ambulance in time. Because his big tongue weighed him down so much that they couldn't drag him out of the door, so they had to take a hacksaw and cut his tongue in half. It's standard procedure, but it's pretty brutal stuff. When I saw my friend Eric, the last thing he said to me was, "Awooga! Look at the gams on that broad!" Because he had also fried his nervous system. When he saw the bodacious babe, steam started coming out of his ears, and resulting convection caused a run of heat to rush through his entire body, and like a lit fuse, it eventually fried every part of his nervous system, causing him to witness the exact moment of seeing that babe over and over again for the remaining hours of his life. Eric died later that night when a particularly sexy nurse came to empty his bedpan. And it was cold comfort when a few days later, both of those bangin' babes were executed by the state for what they had done to my friend. I didn't care about justice, even though they were both definitely wrong for what they did. I just wanted my friend back. So please, I know you may think this is all fun and games now, but this stuff can happen to real people before you know it. And so if you find yourself with someone you love who goes, "Awooga! Look at the gams glance on that broad, and then their eyes bulge out of their head, and then their jaw slams down onto the floor, and then their big red tongue rolls out like a red carpet. Tell them you care about them. And to try just like jerking off or something instead. Thank you.
All right, everybody go back to class. Do not stop at your lockers on the way to your next class. Just go directly there.